Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to the Beehive and welcome back to another Help Me Rhonda video. And you're probably like, what are you doing, a recipe outside? No, not today guys, no recipe today. But something that I've been wanting to kind of put in one video by itself for others that are searching for this same thing. If you guys have been with the Beehive family for a long time, over a year, then you know what I'm about to show. So if you have a pool and you have a problem keeping it cool all year long, this video is for you, so please keep watching. Okay, so first things first, there's the pool behind me. It's kind of blown out with the sun, but we have the Coleman 22 by 52 foot swimming pool. We bought it at Walmart, and I think the maker as well is like Best Way. I think Coleman Best Way is who makes the pool. This is our third season having it. So the first season we had it, everybody swam in it at the beginning of the season and it was great. They were swimming, and then the pool water started to feel like bath water. It just wasn't refreshing. Nobody ever wanted to get in the pool. And so the following year, we decided to do a little more research on how to keep an above ground swimming pool nice and cool all summer long and keep it refreshing for everybody who wants to swim. Well, after much research, we figured out that way, how to keep the pool cool. But the problem last year was it actually keeps it so cold that the kids still wouldn't swim. So this year, third time's a charm, right? We have figured out how to keep the cool pool and warm it back up when the water gets too cold and nobody wants to swim. So you can see that our pool has daylight, you know, full sun, there's no shade. We don't have any trees close by. The sun actually rises over here on the left and sets over there on the right. Yeah, it gets constant sunlight and it heats up really fast. And I also like to mention, if you have like the Intex brand pool or even like a hard side above ground pool, I know somebody who has done the same system on theirs and it works as well. You might just need to modify the pieces a bit and figure out what fits for your pump and things like that. We just had the regular pump that comes with the pool itself, and it works just fine. I'm gonna get out of the sun here so I can actually look into the lens, right? Okay, much better. All right, so we're over here by the pool, and I just want to kind of show you the setup that we have and what it looks like before we put the system on and what it looks like after we have the system on. So I'm not going to undo all the pieces because Charlie's the one that usually does all that, and I can never seem to screw them on tight again and they leak. So anyways, all right, so our pool has the system. This is the outtake. This is where the water comes up through the hose, pushes out, and then these are the two intakes where the water draws in to the pump and through the filter, and then this is the outtake from the pump, which this is normally hooked to. This is what you would have right now on your system, and yours would actually be plugged in down there. And might I add as well that these pools have like proprietary hoses and clamps and things like that, so it was a little bit hard to get all this done at first, but I'm hoping by making this video that it'll make your process a little bit easier, hopefully. Okay, so for starters, this hose right here, all right, this is the original hose that come with the pool. It is a 1.5 inch hose, okay? So here is the cooling system, and it's off right now, but I'm going to turn it on and I'll show you what it looks like when it's turned on. Basically, this was our hose that came with the pool, okay? And you can see, like, here's the thing. It won't go all the way up, which is fine. And what we did is we had to find a 1.5 inch that would fit down in here, okay? This is PVC piping, by the way. We went into Lowe's in the plumbing department. Now, this piece here is a valve to turn the water on and off, just like this has a valve to turn the water on and off. If you can find a piece that will fit in there, okay, without this, that's fine. We don't use this. It's obsolete. It's just there, and it's just what happened to work for us, that would fit nice and tight down inside of here, okay? And then what you would do from here is whatever size you end up with on this end, you would find a small piece of pipe. Let's say, what, about, I don't know, we cut that at maybe like 3 inches or so. And it would be really nice if you're in the store and you find like cut pieces that they're selling for cheap as well. But so we found this, and it was a full-size piece, and we cut it just the length to get it up to here, the edge of the pool, okay? And then we actually modified this a couple times to get it just right. We actually had it coming out of the top, but the problem is the water was actually just dripping back down on the back side there, so that was no good. We had to put an elbow here, and again, we just matched up the size. It looks like that those are like maybe 1-inch piping, and we just had to match up the size, get a small elbow, same pipe here as here, okay? We just cut another piece, and honestly, I wish I would have extended this a little bit further out, and I'll show you why in just a minute, but for this it worked out fine, okay? And then we put a T-pipe here, all right? And again, just when you're in the store, you just have to match up your size pipes, and it ended up this pipe, and these two on the ends were all cut from the one same pipe, okay? And then here, you're gonna need just some caps on the end that will seal it to where the water doesn't come out of the ends, all right? And to connect everything, you guys can ask your local Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever you are, but basically this is PVC glue, like plumber's glue, so it's waterproof. And yeah, that stuff is tight. When it goes on, it's not coming off. I do know you have to put like a primer on it, and you can see it's not pretty, you guys. Like, this was like our attempt. This is like your prototype, if you will. So it's not the greatest looking, but it works, right? And the other thing I'd like to mention too, as well, with this pipe here, it's really smooth on the inside, so we had to use like sandpaper to scrape the pipe and the inside of this tubing as well to make it adhere better, because we actually, the first time we did it and plugged it in, it blew this off because it just slid right off. So make sure that you're sandpaper in the inside, and that way it has a little grippage or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but you want to sandpaper the inside and then really let this glue sit before you test it out to see if it works. All right, so then you have all your piping done. The next thing you want to do is, I hope you guys can see this. What you want to do next is drill small holes, okay? And you can see ours are not lined up. So try to line yours up if you can. Again, it's just how it worked out. And make sure that when you do your holes, I would put them not directly on the top, obviously, but not directly in the front either. You want it kind of in between, right? So then when your water comes out, you know, it has somewhat of a curve. And then we taped up one hole because that hole was a really bad hole, so we just duct taped it. Hopefully you won't have to have that. Come back in the shade where I can talk to you. But yeah, we had that system on there last year and ran it off and on. I would run it at night, usually when it's the coolest, because, you know, your outside air really cools the water when it's shooting through the air. So that's what else I was going to say, is the way that this system works is it draws the water out of your pool, throws it in the air, right? In like a stream. And if you go to like water parks and things like that, do you notice like they have those outside of their water parks, and there's always some sort of water fountain or waterfall or something like that. And the air conditioner just turned on. And the reason being is because it keeps their outside water temperatures nice and cool, and they don't get hot. Makes sense, right? I wish I would have thought about that when we got the pool. And you would probably think, well, you know, it's 100 degrees out. How is it really cooling it down? And I guess just pulling that warm water out and just putting it in the air, it cools it down. I don't know, maybe somebody can explain the science behind that, but it does. It works really, really well. And like I said, it worked so well last year that the kids would actually not get in the pool because it would actually be about 80 degrees year round. I'm talking on a 100-degree day. Our pool was 80. Most would be like, hey, yeah, I'm jumping in. And let's go ahead and take a look at our temperature right now, just so I can show you what it is. And for the record, our days have been like in the upper 80s. So let me just show you what the temperature is right now. All right, so our pool is 79 degrees. So I probably won't be running the system today. Yeah, that's really cold. Well, there you go. There's proof. And our pool has been up for, well, it's been up all year long. We left it up all winter and just kept it covered. But it's been up for about 3 weeks. I'm talking up as far as chemical, maintain, and clear. And our pool is still 79 degrees. And we've had, like I said, like 80+ degree weather. Sometimes into the 90s. This week it's going to be into the 90s. So basically what we do when the pool gets, you know, too cool is, one, we just turn off the system. Okay, we can just turn off the system. And then 2, if we need to run the pump for whatever reason, then we just switch out those hoses, right? And we just unplug that and plug this one back in. And then the water will just outtake here at the pool. I'm curious to see if any of you guys have ever found another way to keep your pool cool. Leave it in the comments below. If there are comments, there's probably not, but if not, go over to our community tab and we can talk over there, or if you're on Facebook, you can comment down below. And this project cost around $25. That's it, like 25 bucks, and it's really, really worth it. And the other nice thing that I noticed with this system, and when it's running, it gives a lot of water movement, which is really, really good for your water to not build up algae, and it just keeps the water moving, right? Now is the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's turn on this cooling system and see exactly what it looks like. Well, that's it. What do you guys think? We love it. We're so thankful for the system and the internet, because we kind of DIY'd it based on different like cooling systems you could like purchase for your pool that are like hundreds of dollars, can be. And you can hear how loud it is. That's why I had the pool pump off while I was recording this video, because it would have been so annoying to hear the water running the whole time. But I can tell you, in the evenings when you're sitting here on a deck, having dinner, whatever, listening to some music, having a few drinks, it's peaceful. All right, and one last thing that I wanted to point out that I mentioned at the beginning of the video is that that's why we had to put the arm in there to extend it, because the water would just spray outside the back of it and just run down the pool. So a way to save water. And another thing with this system is that I find that we don't lose water really fast. Like, it doesn't evaporate. And again, you would think so, because you're like pushing it in the air like that, but it really doesn't. And our chemicals, like, I have no problem maintaining this pool. I literally keep 2 to 3 of the tablets in the floater. We shock it once a week and put algicide in it once a week. And we do initial opening where we have to use other chemicals and things like that. That usually costs us around $35 to get the water right as far as the pH and things like that go. But I'm telling you, like, it's amazing how easy it is to maintain this pool. And I give it all to that system. I swear that has a lot to do with it, with the water agitation constantly on the pool, like when you're running it. Obviously we do turn it off occasionally, which I will be turning that off right now because my daughter's gonna come home later, probably with friends. Today's the last day of school for her, and they're probably gonna be going swimming, and it's 79 degrees. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that I was helpful for those that are looking for a solution to keep their pool cool all summer long, regardless of how hot it gets, because I can tell you here in North Carolina, we get into 100-degree weather, and that's really, really hot. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to buzz that like button. See you guys tomorrow.